Hello everyone, hi, welcome back to another week of TGCTours, CCL division. Just taking a quick look at the scorecard here for our previous event, the Quest for Victory. We did not in fact finish 5th, so please ignore that. I was going to take a quick look here and see where we finished here. So we finished even score on our last round, which was good to be tied for 29th place. And I'm really impressed with that. Up to 2,732 on the TGC overall world rankings. Up 133 places from last week. Got a little bit of earnings here. That's 2 events played, 2 cuts made. Perfect. The best round was a 67. Take a look at that. Look at how well we played there compared to like every other round we played so far. So you can see like some of our Q school rounds obviously weren't great, but towards the end we stayed pretty close, like there or thereabouts. We didn't do terribly. A couple of outlying rounds there, but since we qualified, we've been close. Even we managed to get ahead of the field average in that last event, which is very, very good for us. So yeah, we're tied for 29th. We still haven't got any promotion marks, and that is going to be the goal for the next month, is to get at least 1 promotion mark and get closer to moving up into CCK division. Let's take a look at the scores so far for this round. There's 68 people on the field so far. Going from shooting an 11 over all the way up to shooting at 7 under. So our goal is again to kind of be even or thereabouts towards the end of the round, and also don't be the lowest ranked Irish player on the board. Now, Ken Cleland, he's Northern Ireland. I am counting him in this because there's not many Irish people in this division. And he's shot a 1 under, so he'll be the score to... He's not actually the score to beat. James Doyle is down here with a 2 over. We got any other Irish competitors on the field? Not yet. So our aim is to score higher than a 2 over par, and at least keep Ireland strong on the leaderboards. So without further ado then, let's crash straight into it then, shall we? Move into our next event, which is the Barstool Sports Open at the Royal Halex Golf and Country Club. All of these events, of course, take place on custom-made golf courses made by the TGC community. They can be both based in the real world and totally fictional, which I believe this one is a fictional one. The Chicago Golf Club one from 2 weeks ago was a real golf course that was recreated in the game. As you can tell by my Mizuno driver here and my shirt, I have finally splurged and bought the premium clubhouse pass. I didn't buy the one that like advances me like so many levels, but I figured, you know what, I'm at level like 36 out of 75. I'm going to buy it because I feel like I'm going to complete the whole... I feel like I'm going to get all 75 levels out of it by the time the season pass expires in March. So I figured it's like, you know what, let's buy this and give it a go. And I think it's the first time physically buying one of these kind of style season passes. But I feel like I'm going to get the mileage out of it, unlike, say, something like Rocket League or something like that, where, you know, at least where I don't play it very often, so I don't want to buy it and then not play it and then have my purchase be not entirely justified by my game time. So I'm playing with some of the new clubs from the Clubhouse Pass here to see how I get on with them. That's just going to stay It just about does stay on the fairway. I thought that rolled into the bunker there, but it just fell. Yeah, it was very close to rolling in there. Look at that deep line there. So I should take a look here and see what way my lie is. They're kind of flat here, going into like an uphill section. That's going uphill and has a chance of rolling back down, but it's not so steep to like. It's not so steep to roll it back down by itself. But I feel like if I hit the 8-iron and then hit it like at like 102 or 103% power, that should negate the wind and it should give me a decent roll onto the pin, or onto the green close to the pin. That's running a little fast. That's going nowhere near the pin actually. 105% power too. Would have been great if it had been accurate, but it's not, so we just have to live with it, I guess. Chipping out from the heavy rough for birdie. 13 yards, the gap wedge. That should get us close. It's not quite close enough. It's a perfect chip though. Something I don't see very often. And putting for par. Hopefully this goes in. Drops. Let's go. Nice to open up with a par. And hopefully set the tone for how we will be going forward from here. Second hole is a par 3. 211 yarder. This will be the first time I'll be using a 3-iron. So I made some upgrades to my golf bag as well. Some of them, I'm using some of the newer Mizuno clubs, but also like I got rid of my 5-wood. I had a 3-wood, 5-wood, and a 3 hybrid. I got rid of the 5-wood because there wasn't much difference between that and the new Mizuno hybrid, and I added a 3-iron to my repertoire here to kind of bridge the gap between the two distances. Oh, that's slow. Oh, that's a disgusting shot. I haven't really played much in my own time over Christmas, as you can probably tell. And I splash with the gap wedge from here. I feel like the lie penalty is going to like absolutely butcher me here. I am lying on a flat, but I am in heavy rough though. That's the thing. It's going to be a decent approach. It almost went in, actually. It would have been a little less fast. We could have seen a birdie there. But we will see a par. And like we say, if we're not regressing, we're progressing. That's what we always say here on the channel. And I don't see pars as regression. Sure, we'd love to see a birdie or two, and I'm sure they'll come. But even ball gets us to the dance. And that is something I can be very happy with getting. Oh boy, that's a brutal shot. That is on the completely other side of the spectrum from the last bad shot we had. It's still going to leave us on the fairway, which I guess is pretty good. You know, we still get a fairway in regulation out of that, which is something we haven't been getting a lot of lately. Not that much difference in the swing plane between the 3-wood and driver here. I feel like taking the 3-wood off the deck would leave us with a pretty good pitching opportunity here, as long as I can hit it straight. He didn't, he hit it fast, and that's going into the bunker, I think. Actually, it might miss the bunker, it might bounce wide. It's going to bounce wide into the heavy rough. I think that actually might hurt us more than it might benefit us, because I feel like I'm better hitting it out of the sand than I am out of the rough. Now we're going to try and pitch up out of here. A little fast. It's going to roll for a little bit here. Hopefully it'll not roll off the green. And you know what? That's okay. Relatively straight shot, 31 feet for birdie. Let's see what we can do here. That's looking good. It's looking wide. Oof, that was a massive overhit there. 11 feet the other way for par. Thought the lack of roll would leave me with a relatively straight shot here. I was grossly mistaken. And all of a sudden, a very birdieable par 5 turns into a bogey for us because of our short game not being up to where it needs to be. However, we can make it back. We can make it back. I have confidence in ourselves. It's a little bit fast. It's going to leave us right down the middle of the fairway, where we need to be though. This new driver actually might be pretty good. It's not got quite the distance as the old HB Studios one that we had been using. However, I am a big fan of the fact that it can still go like 300 yards. And it has a better, I think it has like a better swing playing on it. So like it's for lack of a better term, I think it's more forgiving on shot selection. So like where I used to like go super fast every shot, now I'm only just going slightly fast. Maybe that's my tempo getting better though, so that might be just me. Alright, 26 feet for birdie. We can absolutely two-tap this for par. If it comes to it though. I think I've hit that short. Oh, just a little bit short. Like 1% more power, and I think that would have rolled in. That's I'm still proud of the effort though. I'm still very proud of the effort. Don't get me wrong. Alright. Par 4, 343 yards. This is an interesting one, because if I had that TGC driver, I could absolutely make that drive onto the green from here. But because I don't, I feel like I may have to play it a little bit safe. I am shooting with my back to the window. It's very fast, 102% power. I don't think that was worth it. As a first attempt at that hole though, I think that's something I kind of needed to get out of my system. Okay, that's not the hole I'm looking for. This is the hole I'm looking for down here. I was like, I'm going to shoot for the wrong pin. That's a very good job I got that, because otherwise, like, I would have been like super embarrassing. Had I like just completely lost my way on the on the freaking course, dude. That would have been such an embarrassment if that had that happened. Very fast flop shot up with the pitching wedge. We're going to be left with an uphill putt here though. That's the only thing I'm not too keen about. It is for birdie though. I will say that. But still, it seems kind of dodgy, like throwing away a fairway in regulation like that. I've overhit it, I believe. Just a little bit of an overhit. It's okay. These... Oh my word. I can't believe I missed that. I cannot believe I missed that. It was millimeters away. That's one I would really like back. But again, I can't be too mad because it was like poor shot selection initially was what really kind of done me in there. So like I'm not in a position where I can be justifiably angry about that. 101% power, it's a little slow. It's gonna not make the green here. It's gonna beach itself right in the sand. That's unfortunate. I'll try to splash out of here with the lob wedge though. Should have clubbed up. 14 feet for par. Relatively straight putt. He's missed it. Somehow, I've missed it. It's gonna be one of those days, huh? It's gonna be a bad day at the office, I feel. Which is, you know, it's unfortunate because it's gonna mean that it's gonna really put us behind the 8 ball in terms of whether or not we're gonna make the cut here. But you know, all we can do is go out swinging. Hope that we can recover here in this round. Hopefully we can do better on round 2. And you know, just fingers crossed we can somehow pull this off. I'm going to go 6-iron here. I'm going to aim for the middle of the green. And perhaps this little roll might take us down to the pin. It's a little bit fast. I don't think we're going to make the roll. It will be a green in regulation though. Silver lining and all that. 176 yards. Leaves us 49 feet shooting for birdie. I have a feeling this one is going wide. I don't want to overshoot the hole either, Austin. That's the next worry. I have a feeling that's underhit, but it's looking good. It's looking good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
First birdie of the day. Feels pretty great. Let's take a replay of that. We'll absolutely take a replay of that great putt. Look at the form here. Curving, curving, curving. 49 feet. You love to see it, honestly. What a monster putt. That's the kind of putt that changes around. Honestly. We're driving into the wind. 277 yards. Okay, so the bounce should take us down here. But if we can hit it with 105% send, we might be able to get it on that far fairway. Only 102 is going to be in the rough again. Really need to start taking some of the safer shots out of here, because that's brutal. Just for the lie penalty, I'm gonna take a double club up here. It might overshoot a little bit. A little slow coming out of there. It's going to get us on the green though. So you know, swings and roundabouts, 110 yards. That's not a bad carry there. 29 feet. Can the Miracle Man pull it off again? with another nice long range putt here for birdie. It's looking like it's going to go a little bit too far left though. It didn't roll too far past the hole though, so it might leave it. That should leave us a decent tap in for par here. There we go. We're still only 2 over, so we're still in like a very recoverable position here. If we can get 1 or 2 good holes, we're right back on track again. That's a long 550 yarder, par 5. Oh, that's very fast. Please, no, it's not going to stay on the fairway, is it? Bounce out and into the rough here. This is why we took our 3-iron. Very fast 3-iron though. 101% power. We're going rough to rough, just staying on the left, on this left hand side. It's a very dangerous play here. I'm gonna try and get up and down with the gap wedge here. Hopefully the lie penalty will actually come into our favour here rather than against us. 102% power. Perfect send down the middle. That's going to leave us with a nice on here. Not terribly far away from the flag. If it'll just stay put where it is. That's still, well, 23 feet. I was going to say it's still pretty close, but it's like 23 feet. Not super far away when you think about it, especially if it's given a straight shot, but I don't want to overshoot this because there's a lot of downhill on the backside of this, on the pin here. It's pretty downhill, so I don't really want to miss that. I think that's going wide. It's not going wide, it's an underhit though. I'd rather underhit and leave myself on an easy tap in for par than overhit it and, you know, have to turn back around and go for a bogey. I think that might have been the smart play there. Obviously the smarter play would have been just put it in forehead, but, you know. Like I said, not making a terrible mistake is a W. And I'm gonna take as many W's as I can. If it's not a win on the scoreboard, then at least I want it to be a win in my mind. And like I want to be able to just point to like shots and say I took the best shot available there, and that feels like a victory to me. It's a little bit fast, which is arguably right where I want it to be. It's a little bit too powerful though. Could have done with maybe a club down there. Or just, you know, not sending it so far. 45 footer, sorry, for birdie. There's a lot of roll on this. Look at the amount of roll that's on the right hand side there. This could be a dangerous one, especially if it's overhit. It is overhit a little, but it's not by a massive amount. That's going to leave us with an 8-footer for par. It's still on that incline, which is really spooky though. Come on, roll down in. Overjudged it. Overjudged it there. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess. Like I said, we can't win them all, but like I said, if we go for victories in our own minds, then the victories in the scoreboard They'll eventually come. You just gotta be patient. And as you all know from watching my videos, patience probably isn't my strong suit, really. But look, we're trying. We'll get there eventually. But my God, we're gonna give it the old college try here. I don't like this bounce here. We are gonna try and hit it straight on and see what happens here. I didn't realize we were not carrying a 5-iron. We're 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3. Completely whiffed on the fact that I'm not carrying a 5-iron. There's not much difference between. I mean, I guess there is nearly 20 yards of a difference between the 4 and the 6. It's a little slow. It's going off the green. It's going to go onto the cart path here, I believe. Possibly into the next tee box. Ugh. That's a bad roll. Okay. Bad roll, however. Give me my splash shot, please. Okay, that was actually kind of embarrassing. We're going to try and chip up here for par. This is a hole I want to take back. I would love a redo on this hole. I mean, thankfully I have like at least one more redo on round 2, but this is grisly. This round is just really starting to get away from us right now. Could it be the new clubs? Could it be the new clothes? Maybe. But also it could just be me playing badly, which is the more likely scenario. It's like you can go through like all the superstition you want about like, oh, well, you changed your clothes, you changed your look, so you know, like, and you changed your golf bag contents, so your character's then not really getting used to like everything that he has yet. Which, you know, I guess you could say is inaccurate. Oh my goodness, we're just going from one hazard straight to another here. Give me a splash shot. I don't know how, but somehow we're probably going to escape from this hole with a par. I don't know how I've done that. That is the most unjustified par from a par 5 I've ever seen. I had no business scrambling and getting back for that. I had to like pause for like a macro second and think about that for a second, for a little bit, to remember what the word is for like driving into a hazard and somehow coming back to make par or better. Scrambling is the correct term, by the way. At least I believe it is. That's definitely a term that I've heard before. So I'm just gonna go with it. It's a fast one. It's going to go all the way off the green, I fear. It is going to go off green. It does leave us with a lob wedge chip shot here for birdie. Oh! Man, that left me like less than 1 foot out. That was such a close chip, man. That was such a close chip. That's like, that was literally like one of the shots that can absolutely change around there. And just like see like a significant reversal of fortunes. I don't have confidence that I'm going to land on the green here close to the pin, but away from the hazards. I do not have the confidence here at all. 102% power is a little bit fast. Yeah, that's going straight to Bunker City right there. It's just wedged right into the ground. Oof! Off the post. We'll recover for par. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Like, we're +4 after 14, which going in blind into a course is not... Going in blind into a course, that's normally a pretty good score for someone of, like, my playing caliber. That's going to go into the hazard, because I anticipated a fast shot to drift me back in towards the fairway there, and it never came. That's a little fast. Clubbed up. Should bounce me... Well, I was going to say should bounce me onto the green, but then it rolled off the green into the sand trap, so that's kind of unfortunate right there. I could probably chip my way out of this, actually. And you know what? I almost did. It got very, very close. And we'll take another par, and we'll move swiftly onwards. 4 pars in a row. If we can get a birdie or two to kind of round this off from the last... If we can get one birdie from the last of these 3 holes, I think, you know what, we'll put ourselves in a pretty decent position to still make cut after this. Oh boy, that's awfully fast. That's a cart path right there. Bounce. 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 The roll on this is going to be incredible. A 384-yard drive. I'm pretty sure that's going to be like... I'm pretty sure that's going to end up being like a course personal, like a course best for the round. If we could have stopped on the cart path, I think we would have done alright. And take a 3 wood out of the rough here. Heavily ill-advised. Actually, you know what? We'll probably actually take the 3 hybrid out here. Get a cart path bounce. Bouncing through the rough and onto the fairway. And that is going to leave us with a pretty decent pitch attempt for eagle. We're going to aim a little bit right because our flop shots tend to go a little fast here. Once again, I have been proven correct. And we're left with an 11-footer for birdie. And he's done it! He has done it. Shaving that back to a 3 over. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it, that drive that just rolled on the cart path and just kept rolling. Like the ball from the video in the Breeders music video for Cannonball. It just kept rolling. And rolling and rolling. And it just wouldn't stop. We're driving into the wind here on this par 4. We could probably, if we play our cards right, this is an eagleable hole here. That's a little bit fast. It's right up the gut though. It's going to leave us on the fairway on the far side. We're going to try and splash in for eagle. Again, the most dangerous shot in golf. It's going to leave us close. Not going to leave us close enough though. Should have probably pulled back on the power a little bit. A 12-footer for birdie. Let's go! Let's go. 2 birdies in a row, ladies and gentlemen. And all of a sudden we're back to only a 2 over. And a par 3 to finish. I don't want to land in that lower shelf. The 101% power is going to overshoot the hole a little bit here, I believe. It is going to roll past the hole. And still, it lands us on this upper deck. So we've got a 22 yarder, a little bit of downhill, a small bit of right to left roll. Please, no, unlucky. And all of a sudden we've got 12 foot back up the hill again for par. Make it. Unfortunate to be ending with a bogey, especially after those 2 pars in a row, but you know what? +3 is a good finish. +3 is a good finish for our skill level, especially going into a course blind. Now let's take a look at the scoreboard. We started badly, we ended strong. Well, we kind of started okay, and we kind of faltered a little bit around the middle, and then we finished strong. At least as strong as we could, but still, we're 3 over on round 1. That's going to leave us in a very good position. And that's going to do it for round 1 here at the Barstool Sports Open here. Royal Halex, I believe is the course, isn't it? Yeah, Royal Halex Golf Country Club is the name of the course if you want to play along yourself. Or you can play it along yourself if you go to TGCTours.com, make an account and sign up for Q School. Join the Endgame Society then, and you'll be good to go. Thanks all again for watching. We're going to see you again tomorrow for round 2 here at the Barstool Sports Open. Take care.